I'm going to continue from my last video. I'm going to cover a few things that I didn't get because my phone timed out. You can hear there's an ice cream guy in the background. If anybody knows the name or the words to that song, hey, let me know. I'd be curious because I'm thinking that has words, or maybe it doesn't. Maybe it's just a kitty song. I don't know. Right? Thinking it's got words to it, but I don't know them. But anyway, okay, let me continue with that. With the guy's name, I think his name is Paul. Anyway, his YouTube channel is a Lang Focus channel, and that's what he does, his language. He said that we'd actually learned Esperanto one time, and he did do a video in Esperanto. He's covered it. I didn't really make a serious effort to learn Esperanto. I did buy an Esperanto dictionary, and you can find stuff here on YouTube in Esperanto. Not much, because it's just not that big an interest in Esperanto. A few hardcore Esperanto speakers. And I've got a video from about 3 years ago, where I comment Esperanto. I got nothing against it, just can't speak it. But anyway, back to Paul and Lang Focus. He said that he's not Jewish, but he learned Hebrew just because he wanted to. He found that by modifying it slightly, he could speak to Arab speakers. They would ask him if he was from Lebanon or someplace like that. So I'm guessing Arabic is considerably different, not mutually intelligible, by all Arab speakers, at least from what they've said. Said there's a great variety of Arabic speakers. The written language is the same, but the spoken language is completely different from some of the different dialects. Just my understanding. But the Arabic and Hebrew are probably close enough that they're kind of mutually understandable. You make the effort to. Anyway, let me talk about that dead hiker. I've covered this quite a number of times. If you're anywhere in Arizona or in the Southwest, in our hot climate, even if you're in your car and don't plan to get out and do any hiking, have a few gallons of water with you. Toss them in the trunk or in the back seat or whatever. Have a few gallons of water with you. You never know, you might have a flat tire or type of problem, or even if you're mechanically inclined, it can change your own tire. Maybe your 44-ounce thirst buster won't last you long enough to change that tire. To drink half a gallon of that water while you're out in the sun changing your tire. Common sense says have water with you. That's I've made some Trinkwasser videos that I posted here, and I need to make another one. Next day or two, I'll make another Trinkwasser video. You don't want to be like that dehydrated Frenchman. I've covered. That was one of Uta's boyfriends for a time. Was Pierre the dehydrated Frenchman? Pierre. He was dehydrated. Yeah, some people get it, some people won't. Next thing I'm going to cover is for Wonder Hussy. I caught about the first 3 or 4 minutes of her. I'm trying to catch just a few minutes of her videos, trying to see where she's at. Yeah, I don't care to watch her eat a steak. I mean, that's I'm sure it's exciting to her watching her eat a steak. But anyway, that when they got that challenge that if you eat it, it's like a big 72-ounce, what's that, 5 pounds of steak or something? No, I couldn't do that. I'll cover my reasons later. But she's trying to eat the steak. It's steak, potato, salad, and shrimp and stuff. And yeah, you got to be like super hungry. A few people do, finish that steak. But I don't think I could, even in my prime. Yeah, my prime I might be able to, because I used to be able to go into buffets and not clean them out, but do probably halfway decent in a buffet, but not in my older age because I just don't require that much food anymore. But Wonder Hussy said something to the fact that if somebody didn't like her content, I could go watch somebody else. And yeah, she's watching my videos. And I'm going to keep watching her videos, I just don't care to watch the party that's going on that Route 66, but I'm going to kind of watch a few minutes of each of her videos just to kind of get the general feel of what's going on. And I know Wonder Hussy is watching my videos just because of the content of her video. And chick, if you watch this video, you want to tag up with me, and after you finish the Route 66, you want somebody to, hey, maybe we can plan something out. Maybe not Route 66, but maybe we can spend the night in a haunted motel somewhere. Make a Geisterjäger video with me. Or maybe we could, go hike one of the mountain trails around here, do the waterfall hike, Squaw Peak, something like that. Something we both find interesting to do. When it's a little bit cooler, we get out about 5 in the morning, do the hike, and then come back. Maybe not. I don't know. Let's see what else is on my list. Yeah, I covered Hussey and Lang Focus, that B-52 crash. I covered that a little bit ago. Now, something I've covered this about a year ago. I saw a B-29 fly overhead. That's a four-engine piston plane that come out at the tail end of World War II. And I just wish I'd had the $10 in my pocket to take the tour. They offered a $10 tour. You could go through that aircraft, and I just wish I had the money to take it. If it ever shows up again, I'm gonna dig up the $10 and take the tour. I just wish it had. No, I watched a C-5A take off from Sky Harbor one time. Now that is one big ass airplane. You can get six Greyhound buses in the belly of one of these things. There's like 700 people in the belly of a C-5A. I watched one take off. This is back in the early 80s. I don't think they're flying them anymore. They were real problematic about needing parts. They were real maintenance hungry aircraft. But I watched one take off, and it used the entire south runway and barely lumbered in the sky. And I thought sure it was gonna end up in traffic on 44th Street at the end of Sky Harbor. But main thing I was saying on the B-52, the one there in California just today, yeah, they're gonna take a long time. When the Air Force or any investigative body, they want to do a thorough investigation. They're not going to jump to conclusions. They're going to do a thorough investigation. But the one thing I want to say, many years ago, they used to have what they call Chrome Dome. They had a flying 24/7. They'd have nuclear-armed B-52s, ready to engage, ready to finish America's deployment of nuclear weapons if it came to that. And I remember, I could tell B-52 has got 8 engines, but it leaves a 4-engine contrail, and I can see way up high, 4-engine contrail. I mean, higher than a 747 or any commercial airline would fly. I looked at it and I said, "What the hell is that all about?" Another guy looked up at it. He goes, "Man, that's a B-52." I said, "Well, how do you know?" I said, "You goes, you see how high it is?" I said, "Yeah, man, it's almost at the edge of space." He said, "There's no other 4-engine, no other aircraft that would leave a 4-engine contrail that can fly that high." The B-52, I don't know if it's part of Chrome Dome or not, but that's when the Cold War ended, we stopped Chrome Dome because we figured there wasn't any point. And there's probably we've got all the nuclear warheads in the silos to end the human civilization over again. Hopefully it doesn't come to that. Hopefully we don't nuke ourselves. Let's see, the C-5A. There's some of them down there at, there's a graveyard, an aviation graveyard down there by Tucson. That's definitely on my bucket list. If some chick is into visiting aircraft graveyards, let me know. We'll go down there and do a video. They've got like a 2-day pass for like $25 or something. We'd get a 2-day pass, spend do one day, spend another day, doing something else, and come back on a third day and finish out that yard. Because people go down there and say that place is massive. You want to take your time going through all the aircraft. I'm sure they got B-29s. I think there's a couple B-36s down there. You know what? A B-36 has got 10 engines on there, 6 piston engines and 4 jet engines. One big ass aircraft, probably almost as big as a C-5A. I'm back at that B-52, the one that crashed in California. Yeah, I'm sure it's something mechanical, and they're gonna figure it out. But they're gonna want to make sure that they know what made it crash, and they're not gonna do any guesswork on it. Last thing is from my grandson Damien, his Facebook. Now something flashed across my phone about 10 minutes ago. One of his posts that he'd made on Facebook, and I didn't comment on it, but the post came up. So well. My grandson hasn't blacklisted me from his Facebook page, which is come from, they're just being silly there. But anyway, let me get back to Wonder Hussey. Now, I need to phrase this in the right way. Now, if I'm not going to lose any sleep over her, I try to figure out how to phrase this properly. She's not going to lose any sleep whether I watch her channel or not. I'm not going to lose any sleep over her activities. We'll mutually say it that way. We have our own independent lives, I guess. Love y'all. Let's keep life interesting, exciting. Das Leben ist nicht einfach. Das Leben ist ein Abenteuer. C'est la vie. Bye for now. Vaya con Dios. Au revoir for your French speakers. That chick that I don't know if she teach me to speak. I don't know if I'm smart enough to learn French. I might tell a story of another guy. Well, let me tell it real quick and then say goodbye because my phone's got time out here in a second. But anyway, his wife was from Italy, but she spoke French. He was talking to her. Now, I'm not fluent in French or Italian. He was telling me that it was Italian. And like I said, I can't. I'm not fluent in French or Italian, but I know the difference when I hear them. I said, "Man, that's French. That ain't Italian." He goes, "Oh, okay." He's been married to her for I don't know 40 years or something. Been speaking to her for all this time, and not knowing that he was speaking French and instead of Italian. But I thought that was really cool. They're both nice people. I've known them for a few years. Okay, I need to again say goodbye here.